Good morning, y'all. This morning's broadcast is brought to you by Aliso Creek Rest Area, right next to Camp Pendleton. Hazel and I stayed here again last night because it's very close to Capistrano Park, just up the freeway north about 3 or 4 miles. It was very noisy there last night. Usually that doesn't bother me, but it kind of bothered me a little bit for some reason. Maybe I wasn't tired enough when I settled down to go to sleep. People are looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm talking and they see nobody in here. They can't even see Hazel. But that's okay. You probably can't see it out there in the distance, but that is the ocean. Those are the beaches that our Marines practice on. Now the 21 area is where all the amphibious action goes, and I used to love when I drove a cab on Camp Pendleton to go over there and watch the guys exercise, especially when they would see me sitting on the beach and they could not wave at me. They knew me, they saw me, but they had to pay strict attention to what they were doing. That was a lot of fun. One of the reasons, the thing I'm going to address this morning is that, by the way, it's 10 o'clock. What I'm going to address is why I am an asphalt rat at the moment. There are two basic reasons. One of them being the cost of gasoline to power tank. He's not a 6-cylinder. He has a 5.7 liter V8 engine, and he doesn't really sip gas. He kind of guzzles it, which is okay. I knew that when I got him. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is I feel like that it would be extremely foolhardy of me to get out on the road and try to travel around, visit some places that I would like to go. Very nondescript, out of the way places, by the way. I'm not a sightseer. I can do that on YouTube. If I want to see the Grand Canyon, I can see the Grand Canyon. I can see anything I want to. But there are some little country, out of the way places that I love to go to. Julian, Idlewild, Palomar Mountain. I would love to go up into the forest and visit some forest land. But here's the thing. If you do not have an emergency fund, which I don't, then you really are beyond responsible by getting out in your rig and taking the chance that you are going to break down somewhere and be 100% totally helpless. Now, I do have a son in Washington, but he works very hard. He does not save a lot. He's renovating his home right now and his sailboat, so he spends as much as he makes. I cannot rely on him to back me up, nor would I ask him to. So I just think that for people to take off for parts unknown without any resources as an emergency fund is very irresponsible. And I have tried my whole life to not be irresponsible. I have not always succeeded, that's for damn sure. But that's why, you guys. There are lots of places that I would like to drive to and experience and visit and just enjoy the countryside, but I try not to be irresponsible. My girlfriend, Mary Jo, is in no position to help me, nor would I ask her to. I have no way of repaying a debt to anyone. So it behooves me to stay in my little area within about a 15-20 mile radius. I can be towed because of my roadside assistance to, I don't know how many miles they will tow me. I think it's less than 200. I know it's more than 70, but I could be towed to a shop somewhere, at least, if something happened. Now, whether they would allow me to stay in Tank, I don't know. While I was waiting for a check so that I could have some work done. So anyway, that's it, you guys. That's why. It's not because I'm content to live on the asphalt. It's not because that's what I really would choose. But when you think about it, being this tied down, is it worth being a so-called van dweller? Is it worth that when you can't get out really and experience very much? Now, it does serve its purpose for me right now. That is for darn sure. I mean, in Southern California, you cannot afford rent on $1,000 a month. That is my income, okay? Now, please don't misunderstand me. I am not crying poor mouth here. I am so grateful for what I have, and it is so tremendously more than many people have. And I know that, and I'm very blessed. I'm just laying it out there for what it is, in case anybody wondered, what is she doing hanging around parking lots in Oceanside? My number one reason, of course, was to come and help Mary Jo. And my second reason is I've lived here for 30 years. This has been my home. Not that I have any great attachments. I don't keep up with people. I'm very bad about that. I have just a couple of friends that I've kept up with through the years, and because they've been more diligent in keeping up with me than I them. I don't know what that's from. I don't know if it's because I was a military brat my whole entire life, and then I became a military spouse for the rest of my life. I don't know. Is it being a vagabond, moving all the time, always on the go, never really settling down anywhere? The longest I ever lived in one place was an apartment community that I managed here in Oceanside, and I was there for 5 years. But I also lived in 5 different apartments on that property. Now, I had reasons for the moves I made on that property, which I won't go into now, but I didn't just move for the sake of moving. I had reasons, but that's the longest I have ever lived anywhere. And that's kind of sad. I envy you guys who have had stability and you've lived in the same house for 20 years, 10 years even. Your furniture's been in the same place for 10 years. I mean, I just envy that. I think you're so blessed to have that stability and to have those roots. So that's what I'm doing, y'all. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm tied to Oceanside at present. Now, there are a couple of folks who watch my channel, a couple of ladies. One lives in Temecula, the other one lives in Escondido. And I do plan on contacting them and visiting with them, probably around the 1st of the month. That's always when I have the most gas money to play with. But anyway, you guys, Hazel and I are going back to Capistrano Park today. I'm going to cook some lunch, and we're just going to kind of hang out, and then we'll head back over to Planet Fitness because it's going to be time for us to have a real shower in the morning. I hope you guys do something fun today. I hope I run into somebody who needs a little bit of my help today, because that always makes me feel so good to be useful to somebody. And just be kind to each other and smile at strangers. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.